tour of my thesis prototype. So this is a virtual learning platform, and we have the choice to go into the classroom on tour mode or to the dashboard. Seeing as I'm here to give you a tour, I'm gonna go straight to the dashboard so we can skip the built-in tour. So this is where we land. This is the kind of opening page. This is where students would see all of their ability to chat with classmates, their ability to chat with facilitators, their self-assessments and the facilitator assessments, so they can see for each class how they're doing according to them and according to their professor. So they can see, I think I'm doing really well, and my professor thinks I'm doing really well in this particular facet of this class. And they can kind of see the difference between how they think they're doing and how the facilitator thinks they're doing, which is fun. They can see their goal status for their current weekly, monthly, and annual goals. They can look at their current goals and set new ones and check them off kind of as they do them. They can look at their assessments, so they can see the kind of calendar of their assessments for this month. They can see any that are overdue, are nice and clearly highlighted in red. These are also organized by color coding for each class, so they can see, these are our history assignments in yellow, and the light colored ones are iterative assignments, and the bold colored ones are final assignments that kind of do the stuff, and they can see all the assignment descriptions. They can scroll through them right here. So that's pretty swell. Lots of different spaces they can go into, so they can go and have a look at the workspace, which is where they would work on any assignments that they have to do. They can select which assignment they're working on, and they can have a little group meeting with the people they're working with on that particular assignment. They can break their assignment down into steps. They can write new steps and kind of get the old ones across. They can write notes, they can see other people's notes, and they can do kind of collaborative coding in the collaborative coding section. There's a space where they can hang out, so these are the people who happen to be hanging out in here today, and we can move them around so we can kind of customize the space however we want. They can also chat again with either group chats for the classes that they're in or with individual students. They can play games. We've got a couple of games loaded into here at the moment, and again they can move all the people around, close down the games. They can class has a kind of collaborative playlist, so they can play the music that their class is into, and in the explore space for each of their classes they can look at extensions and support resources, and this would be kind of gathered by the facilitator, and for each class they can see problem sets that are either kind of supportive or extending the topic. They can learn more about the topics. They can get links to research papers and reading lists and communities, and tutorials on various things. A facilitator might make various videos for them to learn from, and so that's the kind of exploration space. In their learning profile, they can share, this is kind of a collaboration between the facilitator and the student, so they can share their strengths, their goals for growth, the things that they're struggling with, the accommodations that they're getting from the facilitator or from the virtual learning environment. The student can write tips for facilitators interacting with them, and tips for other students who are interacting with them. They can also see, the student and the facilitator can see their list of diagnoses, the files that they've shared during the current session, and they can adjust their settings depending on how they want their classroom experience to be. So maybe they are not interested in being able to chat with other students during class, so they could turn off chat. They might just want to have a really simplified experience, or not. They might want to have a preference for small breakout groups or larger breakout groups, etc. You might have noticed that on each of these spaces, there's a enter class button, and we can enter class through this page right here. So let's head into class. So this is the main classroom. So this would be what would appear on their screen when they opened it. You can see all the people who are in your class right now, and you'll be able to move them around so that you can customize your room. At the moment, we're in custom mode. So in custom mode, there are various little modules that you can move around the room. So there's a coding window, a whiteboard window, and a notes window. For a second, let's and there's also the collaborative coding environment again, and they can move those around kind of as much as they want to, and they can get rid of things. So maybe they just want a nice empty screen, and they just want to be able to see their kind of fellow students. So they just put everybody into the middle, and they're like, this is great. This is all I want from class today. In terms of interacting with the facilitator and with other students, so they have the participant menu, which lets them chat to people. So we can send a little message here and let everybody know what we're doing. We can talk just to the facilitator or just to any of the other students. We can also interact with little emoji responses. So if we just want to tell the facilitator something, we have a couple of options for that. So we can do a kind of I don't understand reaction. We can do a I do understand, I get it now. We can do a I need a break. And we can interact with everyone with various kind of emotion responses. So we can get to those through this little menu. And we can get to them with our number keys. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And the final way we can get those is through voice commands. So if I were to say heart, then it gives me my nice little reaction, and I could do that with any of them. So let's have a look at the various different modes that we have. So now we've had a look at custom mode, where you can build your own classroom. Now let's head into debate mode. So in debate mode, they're set up in 2 teams, and they have to argue something. They can each student might write in their own argument. My argument is that AI is cool, and then they would have a chat about all the points. Maybe they can vote on the points that they think are worth voting for, and they can still react in all the same ways. So that's debate mode. So then we can go into brainstorming mode. So we can move everyone around however we want, as you can see right here, and we can react in all those same ways that we did before. And here we can type ideas onto sticky notes. And in this example, we've got just a kind of a variety of sticky notes in various different colors, or in the 2 key theme colors, and we can type into any of those. And so then let's say we've finished our brainstorming, and now the facilitator sends us into breakouts, and that's a smaller group, and we can hang out with the same whiteboard, and we can just add various other things from the classroom into that. So if we head back into custom mode, a couple of other cool things to show. The first one is many students want some nice background music, so we can cycle through a couple of different chill types of music, and that's pretty nice. students might want to change the colors, so we can change the color scheme and make it, we can make it all black and white if we want to be nice and simple. We can change them into various levels of brightness and excitement. I'm a pretty big fan of the blue and orange, so we can stay in that. And the kind of last thing that we want to talk about in the custom build room is, we can take notes in the notebook, and we can also dictate our notes. So I might want to say, I have a lot of thoughts about this topic, and then that records my little thoughts, and I can kind of keep doing that indefinitely, which is pretty sweet. Great, and then when I'm done in class is over, I can leave the meeting and I can head back to the main page. And that is the virtual learning environment.